Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard Cisneros at your service. Today I'll be reading the February 20th Daily Inspirational Message. It's a condensed version, 2 paragraphs long. Then I'll center myself, say a little prayer, and then make a couple comments on the message, and I trust it will assist both of us on our journeys. Okay, here we go. The title, Peace is Just a Choice Away. Paragraph 1. Today, let us practice focusing on people's eternal, loving essence and nature instead of what their bodies might look like, think, say, or do. Today, when we look upon another, let us practice seeing God's creation glancing back at us. If frustration, judgment, anger, resentment, or hate begin to boil our blood and poison our minds, let us look past human errors and instead see the face of the divine. We can do so by visualizing any self-actualized being whom we greatly love and respect glancing back at us. That self-actualized face will become a symbol to us that we are consciously choosing to see their loving truth and eternal essence. Today, we are simply seeing others as God created them. Today, everyone we think of and meet will be offered the same gift. Paragraph 2. Today, practice seeing everyone as God does, through love and only love. Let the state of peace become a sign to you that you are seeing the world as God does. In truth, this choice is all that ever separates you from the state of peace. Before any interaction, remind yourself of your goal, and make the interaction a reflection of your goal. When a non-peaceful thought tries to enter your mind, remind yourself that you control your thoughts. Your thoughts do not control you. Stop that non-peaceful thought in its tracks. Starve it of your time, focus, and energy. Then use that time, focus, and energy to see and support only the loving yourself and others as true. Do so, and become an example to others of what is also possible for them. Right. Peace is just a choice away. Again, extremely simple exercise and extremely useful at the same time. And yes, it might not be so simple when you're stuck in the delusion, but in reality, once you practice enough, you'll see that it's simpler than the ego would have you think. And so the idea is today is to go from that stage of suffering where the ego has you see the world through judgment and criticism and anger and frustration and resentment and hate and shame and guilt. That's how the ego would have you see the world. To go from there, not get stuck so long there, then go to the state of forgiveness and then to the state of peace. Because what happens between the story, the ego story, and forgiveness and peace is pain. And pain could be a little bit, it could be a short while, or it could be a very long while. It could be moments, or it could be years, decades, lifetime. But the whole point today is to lessen that time through the practice of forgiveness, through the practice of trying to see the world as God does, through forgiving eyes. And so something that might help us get there is a few things. First, if you're stuck in the story, say you're stuck with judgment or guilt or shame or resentment or hate, where you're stuck there, and you can't get unstuck, you can do maybe 3, probably more things, but let's try 3 things. First, if you can't forgive, ask God to forgive them for you. So practice whenever the thought of them comes to mind, or the thought of that situation comes to mind, ask God, please forgive them for me, because I can't do that right now. And because we're all one, when God forgives them for you, then there's a part of you that forgives also. And little by little, you open up to seeing that the way God sees the situation is a lot wiser than the way your ego was seeing it. And so you can shorten that time between being stuck there and then forgiveness and peace. Another one that I use is, it's very helpful for me, is I'm Christian, so I see the face of Christ. You can see the face of Buddha. You can see the face of your deceased grandmother. in each person that the ego would have you judge and condemn. And so when you do that, when you start to see the face of Christ or your grandmother, deceased grandmother, it's harder for you to judge, and it's easier for you to forgive and find peace and choose peace. And so that helps us shorten the time between pain and peace. Because we're trying to remember today that, you know what, no matter what the ego says, no matter how much it says I should hold on to this resentment, etc., I can choose peace now and achieve peace now. I can choose forgiveness and achieve peace right now. It's just a choice away. It's just my own choices that are keeping me there. So it's my own choices that can allow me to depart and come back here, back to peace. And the third part is offering them gratitude, which I know the ego wouldn't like for you to offer them gratitude, but in reality, what's going on? They're helping you practice seeing that even if there's judgment or anger or resentment or frustration or hate or guilt or shame, that no matter what the ego story is, that you can always choose peace instead. And so it's helping you see that no matter what the story is, no matter how involved the ego says you must remain in there, in the end, after all is said and done, you can make the choice for peace. So they're helping you practice going from the suffering and pain to the forgiveness and peace. Suffering and pain, forgiveness, peace. Suffering, pain, forgiveness, peace. And the more you do this, the more you see that, oh wow, you know what? I really kind of feel better in the state of peace instead of in the ego's cesspool, emotional cesspool. Sorry. Yes, that's what it is, though. And so let us do those three things. Hopefully, are of use to you. And again, when you get stuck there, don't punish yourself for that, because the ego wants you to judge and then judge yourself for judging. That's the ego's game. Keeps you involved there. So you think, well, obviously I'm not perfect, so obviously I can't be a part of a perfect God. I must be part of the ego. The ego must be real. But in reality, the ego is just a choice away from disappearing. You can remind yourself, I can choose peace instead of this. And today my goal is to choose peace, even when the ego has me in the darkness. Anytime I'm in the darkness, I can stop and choose peace instead. And put that time, focus, and energy that I had placed there, shift it to here. And shift it to achieving the state of peace through the act of forgiveness. And if you can't forgive, allow your Father to forgive. See the face of Christ in them. Offer them your gratitude. Have God forgive them for you. And little by little, you'll start to see that, yeah, you know what? I control my thoughts. My thoughts are not controlling me anymore. Because when you're there, your thoughts are controlling you. Your programming is controlling you. When you're here, at one with peace, then you're controlling your thoughts. Because God is love and you are love. So when you're aligned with love, and peace is one of its primary expressions, then you are in control. And you can learn that you're always in control. And even when you get lost in the fog, you can just remind yourself, I can be back in control now. I forgive and I choose peace instead. I forgive and I choose peace. No matter the story, I forgive you. And now I'm choosing to have peace. All right. Hope you guys try that today, and that it's useful, and that you see how much control you do have over the life you live and the peace you have. Thank you very much for your time. I love you very much. If you can be so kind as to like, comment, or share this video, it would help with the listening process, and it might help somebody get a little bit closer to peace. And again, if you made it this far, I love you very much, and God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow. Peace.